Cosmos. Welcome back, witches, wizards, and muggles, to another Noble Collection unboxing. When you think of the name Lovegood, you think different, you think eccentric, you think outspoken, and flat out, sorry, you think weird. They're just a very different type of family. So today, I thought it'd be great if I could do my best in unboxing Xenophilius Lovegood. Let's get this thing open, huh? Ooh, a nice brown box. These things are nice because they kind of remind me of leather. I don't know why. And as usual, we have the protective felt to protect our investments. And here it is, my first look, and possibly your first look, of Xenophilius Lovegood's wand. And you know what we're doing now? Let's take the wand out of the box together. Oh yeah. Oh, this has a good weight to it. Oh, I just got chills. If you know me, heavyweight means quality for me. And I gotta tell you, this has got some quality to it. But we cannot forget the wrapped up really good, awesome, and amazing golden name tags. These things are awesome. I can't tell you enough about them. They are pure metal. They're metal. And we got little felt right there to protect our wand when we wrap it around it like this. So that anybody that comes over and looks at your wand display never questions, hey, whose wand is that? But before we get into as much detail as I can about Xenophilius Lovegood and his wand, let's take that well-known, well-looked-for closer look. Xenophilius Lovegood, a recreation of the famous wand. This nice swirly wand is of unknown length, unknown wood, and unknown core. Now let's take a look right here. We have a bit of markings on it. We have the swirl. We have more of a brownish color with some black on it. We got the trademark right there. We got the swirls all the way from the top of the wand down to about 3/4 of the way down to the shaft where it smooths out to the tip. And then, as always, that amazing, marvelous golden name tag. This wand makes me so angry. This reoccurring theme, I swear I'm going to change the header on my page to where it says unknown length, unknown wood, and unknown core, because that's what 90% of the freaking wands on here are. Sorry, didn't mean to use any bad language, but it's just that frustrating to have the knowledge of, like, you know, Phoenix core, Hollywood, and 16.5 inches long. Just to have that knowledge is really nice. But one of the things I like to bring to you, I live with muggles and they have these weird things. Only time I ever use these is when I'm making the videos. So we can know one thing for sure is the length. So we're going to take our trusty measuring stick. We're going to take our wand. We're going to slap it down here. And I'm going to say this wand is 14 7/8 inches long. Just shy of 15 inches. Now let me tell you about the weight of this wand. It is very handle heavy, but the weight of this wand is really nice. And I think I'm going to start doing something new. How would you all like to see the weight of every wand here on out? We'll start off with this one. Now my scale's a little dirty, so I'm not going to show it, but I'm going to turn it on right now. I'm going to zero it out. I'm going to take this wand right here, set it on the scale. 77 grams, 2.76 ounces. So it doesn't sound very heavy, but this wand is heavy. It feels really good in the hands. It kind of feels like if you were to use this wand consistently throughout the day, throughout the weeks, throughout the months, your hand might start getting a little sore. Now I say that because of all these swirls on this wand. So you have to hold the wand and you know, you're going to get indentations on your hand. It's going to start bruising your hand, I would think. But you know, the more you use it, the better, the more comfortable it's going to get. So this is like kind of like a brown color. Most of the wands, a lot of the wands are like a dark walnut color. This one looks more just brown to me, kind of like the sort of brown you would see on furniture. So this is dark walnut, and this, it's a little bit different, little bit different. So we got the swirls, we got the brown, we got the black, and we have the trademark right here. It's kind of hard to see because it is embedded in the swirls right there. We got the trademark, as always, 2018. So, right, I don't think I've really explained it. And if you get one of these wands, one sure way to tell if you have a fake wand or not, check that timestamp. If there's no timestamp there, it's never going to be valued. I wouldn't consider it a collector's edition, and I would just consider it like a cosplay type of thing. So that trademark stamp right there is going to show the value of the wand. But, so the swirls to this wand, this is the bottom of the wand. They go about 3/4 of the way up, and then the tip of the wand, it kind of fades out to nice, smooth tip. Now this is a really nice wand. I personally don't like swirls. I think they look cheesy. I think they look just not good. But the swirls on this one I can kind of get behind, because these are some crafted swirls. These aren't too bad. So right here we have some markings on the very tip of the wand by the handle. If anybody knows what these marking means, drop a comment down below. Let me know. Let us all know. I'm not above asking for advice. So here's the markings again. Tried to do some research. Couldn't really find anything. Usually when I type in Xenophilius Lovegood's wand, Luna pops up. So there's that. Let's do the test. Oh, this wand is very, very stiff. So this is a very good wand. I don't know much about his magical abilities or his loyalties. We'll get into that in a little bit. And just to remind everybody, this wand, just like all the rest, they're made of resin. These wands are not made of real wood. I've heard rumors that the early wands that Nova Collection made were made out of wood. But again, that's a rumor. I would find it really hard for them to mass produce wooden wands. Although that would be fantastic. You wouldn't really have to worry about them breaking. I guess you still would, but to have a real wooden wand in your hand, that it would just be amazing. Now this wand is fairly straight. I do think it has a ever slight curve in the tip, but that could just be a trick of the swirls, because it kind of does look perfectly straight to me. Now I know I say perfectly straight. Now some of you might get this wand and it might have a slight curve to it, but that's just because of the process of making these, the heating up and the cooling of the resin. I don't think it's gonna, not every wand is gonna be the same. And I think Nova Collection even says that in their website. Now, Xenophilius Lovegood. If you don't know who Xenophilius Lovegood is, he is the father of Luna Lovegood. Now, I believe Luna Lovegood is a fan favorite. She's one of my favorites. There's just something about her weirdness that kind of draws me to her. And she gets that weirdness from somewhere, and I would think she would get that weirdness from her father. Now, her mother, Pandora, died when Luna was only 9. And her mother dabbled in making spells. She was always kind of making spells, and there's always loud noises and everything. And one day she was making a spell, practicing it. Something went horribly wrong, and she died. So I don't think she got much of her weirdness from her mother. Luna doesn't seem like the type of person that's going to go out and invent spells. At least she didn't come off like that in the movies or books. But she does come off weird, just like Xenophilius Lovegood. Now, Xenophilius Lovegood, I say he's weird because he's, you know, doing this. He's talking about crumplehorn snorkax and garden gnomes and about how their saliva is beneficial for this and that. And he's the type of person that, you know, you see the normal person, the everyday person, you know, they're going to go to work, they're talking about work, they're talking about their day. He's over there talking about garden gnomes, and, you know, he is the editor and the creator of the Quibler. Now, the Quibler has a bunch of weird facts about all these weird animals and just off-the-wall facts, like different facts that you would find from the Daily Prophet. Just super, super random. His loyalty. This is where I kind of waver about his loyalty. I want to say he's a very loyal person. Because when Harry Potter said that you-know-who was back, when Harry Potter met you-know-who, when Cedric Diggory was killed by you-know-who, nobody believed him except for Hermione, Ron, Dumbledore, and one other person. I mean, there's probably a lot of other people that believed him. But for the most part, it was a, oh no, cry for attention. Xenophilius Lovegood was one of the people that had his back. He produced, he wrote, he edited Harry Potter's story for the Quibler. He told Harry Potter at the wedding that he has his full support, that he believes him. He believes Dumbledore. But this is where I say his loyalties. So Luna Lovegood got captured because Xenophilius was in support of Harry Potter. And at that time, Harry Potter was undesirable #1. Meaning that they didn't like the stories that he was saying about you-know-who. They kind of wanted to put it all in the background. They were in cahoots with you-know-who. They were on his side. They were trying to help him take over. So anything that was said about you-know-who, they wanted to vanish. Anything bad. They wanted to portray you-know-who as a good person. For, kind of one of those characters, I would say like Grindelwald, for the greater good. Wizards over muggles. But when Luna got captured, Harry Potter, Ron, and Hermione went to him because they were certain that the Deathly Hallows might have had something to do with the Horcruxes. Now, they didn't know about the Deathly Hallows, but they did know that when they were at that wedding, and Xenophilius Lovegood got in Harry's ears, "Will you have our full support at the Quibler?" Or he said something like that. Harry Potter, radar into that necklace. He didn't quite realize what it is, so they went up there to find out what it was. Xenophilius Lovegood was a strong believer in the Deathly Hallows. So he told them the story. Or better yet, Hermione told them the story. Because Xenophilius was pretty shook up because they took Luna. After the story was over, Harry still didn't understand it. So he drew out the Deathly Hallows symbol. The invisibility cloak, the Elder Wand, and the Resurrection Stone. Together, these formed the Deathly Hallows. Together, you are the master of death. And at that time, saying you-know-who's name was taboo. I don't know how it happened, but saying you-know-who's name is kind of like an alarm that triggered the Death Eaters. When Harry Potter, Ron, and Hermione got up to leave, they didn't feel comfortable. They felt like something was wrong. They got up to leave. He got up. "You have to help me! They took my Luna!" And he said, "Voldemort." And the Death Eaters came. They came. But before they got seen, Harry Potter, Ron, and Hermione separated. The Death Eaters destroyed his bishop chest-looking house. They destroyed it. And I believe they took him. They captured him, and they took him. So that's why I kind of question his loyalty there. But then again, if you're a parent, you will do anything for your children. But, he liked to tell the truth. He told the truth about Harry Potter meeting you-know-who. He told the truth about the people in the ministry, that they were werewolves or whatever. They didn't like him. They didn't like him telling the truth. So his mouth got him into a lot of trouble. But his loyalty to his daughter is what stands out the most for him. He proved that he would do anything for his daughter, even putting other people's lives in danger. But that's the short end of Xenophilius Lovegood. So hopefully you learned a little something about him. He had long hair. He made a lot of tea. Kind of lived in a rickety house out in the middle of nowhere. You know, in these days, I guess you could call him a hippie. And there we go, the wand, the exploration, and the review of Xenophilius Lovegood's wand. I gotta tell you, this is the really nice one. I was surprised. This was my first time seeing the wand. So you guys, I would say, go get this wand if you've been thinking about it. And please like, subscribe, and share my page to any witches, wizards, and muggles you may know that love the magical world. I want to bring them all the magic that I can. And if you haven't seen any of my other videos, I'll put a link right here. And please subscribe, hit that bell button right here so that you don't miss any of my videos or any of my lives. I go live every 50 subscribers. And until next time, everybody, keep your eyes open for another unboxing. Knox!